I attended quite a few, and
Okay.
the discussion was very vivid and really have a very active, and people are very direct, present their own opinions, and it was really useful and make you think more. Yeah, so it was very stimulating.
Oh, yeah, I had the opportunity to lead one, and I joined 3 others, and they're really interesting discussions, just hearing different perspectives, new technology that's being implemented, ideas around targets, chemistry, heavy on artificial intelligence and how that's impacting medicinal chemistry and drug discovery, so really a lot of great things to learn and people to meet.
I mean, I think that's always been the kind of the highlight of this meeting has been the kind of the free-flowing conversation. Most people are still kind of sensitive to what they're talking about, but still very open to discussing what's happening in their organizations, how they're thinking about things, and the challenges that they're facing. And so for me, that's always useful feedback to take back to my organization.
Amazing discussions, very nice mix of large pharma and the small biotechs, and very different perspective. So really nice to hear diverse, opinions and suggestions for going forward in drug discovery.
I would say the roundtable discussions are a hallmark for what Proventa organizes here because they were quite intense, and attended a couple of them. The small molecule as well as the AI/ML tracks were really intense with several new paradigms being discussed by industry experts, and I got to learn a lot of new initiatives that companies are undertaking now.
I had a few, and I think I already know some of the CROs and work with them, so it's a further chance to learn their new capabilities and have interaction with them, so that was useful.
The meetings went really well. I had a couple, and really tried to meet with groups that were new to me or I hadn't met with in a while, and the seniority level there was great. I learned a lot of new things about what the companies offered, technologies that would be actually a great opportunity for me to look into and for us to bring into our company, so it was quite valuable for us.
I focused on companies that I hadn't heard of before or was unfamiliar with. Those were the ones that I kind of took my meetings with. Okay. And it was kind of great to hear just the variety of CRO options there are out there. Many more boutique CROs out there than perhaps the big names that most of us are classically used to working with. And it was great to understand how they want to differentiate themselves from the bigger organizations.
Yes, I did have a couple of one-on-ones today, and those were very nicely set up as well. Very informative, and something that I wasn't anticipating to get out of this meeting, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, as a CRO salesperson, definitely one-to-one meetings are what brings us to a Proventa event, and we did get a chance to have fair number of one-to-one meetings here. They did go well. Several of customers are showing interest in buying services. Even though the market continues to be subdued, it looks far better than what it has been over the last 12 months or so.
They're pretty good. The other advantage of this meeting is we get to talk to various CROs and stay up to date on their offerings, because they do change over time.
Yeah, we talked with some of the vendors here. I was just talking about getting information about some topics, peptides and things like that. So I think we got some questions answered. Hopefully they'll come back to me afterwards and see, how they would approach kind of the problem that I proposed to them.
Yes, a very good mix. It was a very different topics, but it's good. Our company, we have a lot of toolbox, so we can pick up the right tools for certain things. So it was very interesting. Challenging problems. We'll see if we can help out. But overall, I would say medicinal chemistry today is much more wide than it was maybe 20 years ago. Much more different applications, different modalities.
I think it's a lot of people who really hands-on doing research in medicinal chemistry, and it's all but like peers, and I have maybe worked much longer than them, but I was still interested to see how they think in the new technology, the new modality, and it's very good. Yeah.
I guess it's a little unfair. I consider myself, unfortunately, labelled as pretty senior now, so it's kind of great to see peers, but it's also, I saw in a couple of roundtables that like a person that's a first-time medicinal chemist, only joined last couple of years, was brought along by likely his manager. So it was nice to see that, you're definitely seeing that spectrum of talent. I saw an individual from Accent. She's a currently bench-facing medicinal chemist, so it's a good spread, but there's definitely plenty of us seniors around as well.
Definitely, and you said it right. Proventa is definitely one of the most preferred conferences that I recommend to anyone, including my competitors. And the reason is investment here is value for money, and from a seniority perspective, the Proventa audience is really very well suited. Most of the people are decision makers and have buying power. And when they talk about areas where they need help, they mean and they have the ability to back it by orders and project discussions. So that really makes a difference of how we view this event at SinSmart.
Yeah, I think so. I think a mix would be good. I already know the people my age, and it's good to meet the people who are younger and older.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of people that's I've been here at least 6 to 35 years. Kind of the people that just have some experience working in several programs already. Obviously, a lot more senior people than myself also, so that was a good perspective. But a lot of people kind of working within kind of the same area as I am, so it was good.
If I'm invited, absolutely.
Absolutely, I'd love to come back.
2025, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I wasn't aware of it before, but keep an eye out now.
Yes, definitely.
Fantastic.
Both here in the US and in Europe.
Absolutely. I don't remember if this is my 4th or my 5th one, but I'll be back.